So I've been using the iPhone 17 Pro Max for about a month now, and I want to give you my short-term-ish update because there's a lot to like here. Honestly, this has been one of the most consistent iPhone experiences I've had in years. But before I get into that, I find this statistic extremely interesting. About 80% of you who watch my videos have never subscribed. So if this is the year you're not upgrading or have upgraded but are still watching reviews like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss my 6-month long-term review. So let's start off with the design, and going back to rounded edges might sound like a small thing, but wow, it completely changes how the phone feels in your hand. I know, everyone's tired of hearing it's more comfortable to hold. But seriously, it really is. Like, since the iPhone 12, the squared off edges always dug into your palm. This is much better. Even with the case on, it just feels nicer to hold. I know I said it again. But about durability, and it's good, but yeah, it scratches way easier than before. Honestly, not as bad as the internet makes it sound. All phones scratch, like that's just life. I think we just got used to titanium. It was a better material to use. And Apple switching to aluminum might be part cost cutting, part design choice, but it is what it is. Until my phone literally tipped over on the table, not even a full fall, and got a tiny nick on the side. So look, if you want to keep this thing pristine, especially if you plan on selling it in the future, just use a case. Speaking of which, I've been through a lot of cases, and this is not sponsored, but this case matches my phone perfectly. It feels soft with a rubberized texture, and honestly, it's just as good as those overpriced Pataka cases you see on the internet. Like, I literally picked this one up for under $30. I'll place a link to it in case you're interested in checking it out. But this display, 3000 nits of peak brightness, is no joke. Watching HDR content on this looks incredible. Outdoor visibility is slightly better. Nothing mind-blowing, but definitely noticeable. My only complaint is the anti-reflective coating. It doesn't seem to do much compared to something like the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And look, I said this before and I'll say it again. I want the S25 Ultra coating or anti-reflective display on every single phone. The speakers though, much better. They're slightly louder, slightly richer, and I noticed this right away the moment I started playing music on it. And if you can't hear the difference, just listen to the 16 Pro Max, then this phone side by side. I remember actually reading a comment from someone who said Apple should just remove the speakers. Quite frankly, I think that's the dumbest take I've ever read. Like, bro, I'm not pulling out AirPods just to watch a clip in bed or on the toilet. Speakers matter. Another thing I noticed is it runs cooler. My 16 Pro Max got warm when gaming or under heavy use, but this one, much better thermals. Like, I took it to Hawaii, used in the heat all day, and it never got uncomfortably hot. That new vapor chamber cooler and aluminum frame really do make a difference. But we gotta talk about battery life, because at first I wasn't as impressed. Like, it was better, but it wasn't mind-blowing. And look, the first few days it felt about the same as the 16 Pro Max. But after a few weeks, once it optimized itself, so much better. Like, I literally end the day with around 40 to 45%, even as a medium to heavy user. The charging speed, 35 watts wired, isn't groundbreaking, at least to me, but I'll take it. Below 50%, it charges quickly. After that, it slows down. I think Apple's just protecting the battery's lifespan, and that's fine. I know it doesn't hold a candle to what most Chinese phones can do these days. But the front camera, I love it. I've actually filmed content with it, and being able to use the full sensor while holding the phone vertically is awesome. It feels so natural to talk to the camera like that instead of looking off to the side like you would have to with previous iPhones. Now, my only gripe is that Apple's colors still look a bit too HDR-ish and warm. If you care about that, use an app like Blackmagic app and select log and then color grade it later. It does make a big difference. But the rear cameras, I don't know, like, don't get me wrong, they're good, but they're just not a big step up. Triple 48 megapixel sensors and the main and ultra wide lenses look nearly identical to last year's. The telephoto is sharper, past 4x zoom, but unless you're big on zoom shots, you really won't notice a big difference. The real surprise for me is actually iOS 26 liquid glass. And look, I'll admit, when Apple first showed it, I thought it looked ridiculous. But now that I've lived with it and apps are updated to use it, it's growing on me. It gives the UI this floaty, futuristic vibe. Like, when I look at this and then I look at my Galaxy phone, the icons just feel like they're from 2010. There's just more finesse here. And the best part about all of this is even if you don't have the new iPhone, you still get it on your older one. As for Apple Intelligence, it's just not here yet, and what little exists feels half-baked. The integration is weak, even the new workout tracking between iOS 26 and the Apple Watch has been buggy. Sometimes it nails my stats, sometimes it tells me I did a 2-minute bike workout when really it was a 5-minute bike warm-up. So yeah, Apple's still way behind in AI. Android's miles ahead. Android's integration feels much more polished, and I find it allows me to be more productive. But for most people, it probably won't matter. You just want a phone that works, fast, smooth, and consistent. And that's exactly what this is. I used to say the iPhone 13 Pro was my favorite iPhone, but this one absolutely takes it. The camera all come together into a super cohesive experience. Look, if you're upgrading from the 13 Pro and 14 Pro, absolutely worth it. If you're on the 15 or 16 Pro, maybe hold off unless you're an enthusiast. The camera differences are just not that drastic unless you really want that front-facing camera experience. Overall, after almost a month with the iPhone 17 Pro Max, I can confidently say it's my favorite iPhone yet. I'll check back in 6 months to see how things hold up long-term, but so far it's been good. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.